take a very long time about it, but so during the day, what I've been talking about is motivation, I've been talking about planning, I've been talking about setting a smart goal, and basically I'm talking about getting into the mindset where you're trying to get a job, which is going to require time, it's going to require energy, right? But one of the things that's going to help you to get a job is a CV. Now, the thing about the CV is important, it's one of your resources, it's one of your tools. The best that your CV really is going to get you is an interview. If we're lucky, the CV is going to help us to get an interview, okay? Now, usually, we're thinking of the CV in terms of, this is my CV, it's got my experience in it, it's got my qualifications on it, it's all about me, okay? Which is, you know, the CV is going to be all about you, right? So that's basically, it's your pamphlet, like your advertising or your marketing tool, we call it, right? Now, we need to change the way we think about it a little bit, okay? And what I mean by that is, we have to start thinking of our CV in terms of, how does it match up to the job that we want? And does it look like it's going to get us a job in a warehouse, alright? Now, there's a lot of things that can help us to do that, and one of the things that will help us is a job description. Okay? There has to be a better marker there. Let's try this one. Job description. Yeah. Now, a job description is a detailed list of things that are required for a job. And somebody is paid, usually in a big company, to write out the job spec or job description. Okay? And what you're looking at when you're looking at a job description is basically an employer's problem. Okay? I'll expand on that now in a minute. So when you see a job description, you're looking at an employer's problem. He's listing things that he needs done, and he's willing to bring someone into the company, and he's willing to pay him. Now, it's a lot of pain for an employer to take on an employee, so it's a problem. He's not doing it out of the goodness of his heart or anything like that. So if we're going to solve the problem, the CV, right? The employer's problem is the job description, right? Our CV should look like the solution. Okay? Now, it should look like the solution very early on. And what I mean by that is, the minute the CV is picked up, if someone is going to read it, they should know in the first few seconds whether that's the solution to their problem or not. So it should be high up in the CV. Now, the job description is like gold for us because it gives us details about the problem. For example, we need someone who has a forklift driving license. We need someone who has warehousing experience, would be desirable, some kind of warehousing qualification. We need someone who's willing to work shift. We need someone with a clean driving license. Whatever it is in the job description is very important for us in terms of detail. Because
should that be the first paragraph then on your CV?
Exactly, that's exactly it.
Copy it down, layout, put it over there, tick boxes beside it. Yes.
Not exactly. No, if we could make it exactly an exact copy of their layout, yeah. Sometimes it will be. Sometimes it will be almost an exact copy, and it is, like you said, ticking the boxes. Sometimes their job description will have some what's called keywords. For example, word manufacturing, lean manufacturing, right first time, CGMP. Terms like that might come up in the job description. If those terms come up in the job description, we have to get them into the CV and get them in there at the very top. Okay? Now, the reason for that is, oftentimes the CV is not being read physically by a real person. It's being scanned by a piece of software, and it's being scanned for the keywords. And if the keywords aren't there, it's being deleted without being read. Okay? Not always, but sometimes. So, the CV has to be about the job. The CV has to be the solution to the employer's problem. The more we can understand the employer's problem, the better the chance we have of getting an interview. We need to communicate to the employer by means of our CV that we understand the problem and we're part of the solution. Okay? One of the tools is the CV. That has to be carried over into the cover letter, and then it has to be backed up at the interview. Okay? This will require us really, when we're making a job application, if there's a job spec, if there's an advertisement, it will require us to tweak the CV every time we're making a job application to ensure that it gives us the best possible chance of getting us the interview for the job we're looking at. Alright? Now, if it's a speculative application, and I'll talk about this now briefly, you can write your CV and send your CV off to apply for a job in a company or in a business, even if there's no job after being advertised. Okay? Like, that's the way things used to be done many, many years ago. Now, the way to do that then is to look at the company, go into their website, find out what the company does, find out what their values are, learn about the company, and find a way to produce a CV that's a good match for the type of personal profile that they actually hire. Does this make sense? So the CV should match the job we're after. It should be easy to read. It should be very, very easy to scan. You should be able to go through it line by line very quickly. You're only going to get a few seconds. Like if it gets beyond the scanning software, someone is probably going to read it. They might read it for a long time. They're going to do a sort or a sift through the CV, and they're going to put down maybe, high probability, low probability. But what they really want to do is they want to be able to discount. They want to be able to throw out the CVs that they don't want. They're filtering in order to cut down on the number of applications that they have to deal with. Okay? So that's what's going on. So that's a little bit of information about the CV. Think about it like we're going fishing, and the CV is the bait. And if we catch a fish, that's an interview. So we're going fishing for an interview opportunity, and we're using the CV and the cover letter as the bait. That's the way we're communicating to the employer. So we need to communicate understanding of their problem and that we're a solution to it. Any questions on that? Okay, so no.